So here is the story of little Lisa. Little Lisa, cute, charming little girl, just turned 4 years old, was walking along and she came across this magnificent tree and she felt inspired to climb it. So there she was, huffing and puffing away, trying to climb this tree, her tongue sticking out. And it was the greatest accomplishment of her young life to that point. And she had climbed about 2 feet or so, and she looked across and said, "Mama, Mama, look at me. I'm climbing a tree. I'm climbing a tree." Now, so happens, mother was a little distracted because her sister was in the hospital. There were some complications with the medication and the doctors and so on. So she completely missed all this and kept walking. So Lisa, as she was holding onto this tree, watching her mother walk away, her hands started to quiver, her legs became feeble, she slipped and landed with a thud on the ground. Now father saw all this, came over and said, "Get up, young lady, and dust yourself off. Big girls don't cry." Mother, hearing the commotion now, she also comes rushing in and says, "What are you doing? How many times have I told you not to do that? One of these days, you're going to break your head." Now, this whole incident took place in about 1 minute. And I wish I could say the story ended there. However, the story continued till the last breaths of Lisa's life. Because in that minute, there was a huge imprint that took place deep in her body. In that 1 minute, she learned, this world is not a safe place. I can break my head. This world is not a place where I can express my emotions freely. Big girls don't cry. This world is not a place where I get appreciated for my efforts. This world is not a place where I can get meaningful connection when I need it. This world is not a place where I can pursue my passions and ambitions freely. How many times have I told you not to do that? That 1 minute created a tremendous unpleasant sensation in her body. Very, very unpleasant. And all of Lisa's life was really a practice of avoiding that very, very unpleasant sensation in her body that she experienced in that minute of that day. So she argued, she lied, cheated, exaggerated, was even violent. She did not pursue her passion and her career that she loved. She did not fall in love wholeheartedly. All of this was really her body trying to find a way to avoid that very, very unpleasant sensation on that one day. Now, this story is, of course, a dramatization, but really all of us are kind of walking around in this way. Between the age of 2 and 12, when the mind is like a super sponge, absorbing all the experience at such incredible degree of perception. And that gets deeply rooted in our firmware, our operating system. And these sensations kind of manipulate us through our lives like puppet strings, making us behave in very tragic and unwholesome ways. So one way to perhaps understand yoga practice is like a Swiss Army knife of techniques to come out of these violent reactive patterns. At a very gross physical level, when we're moving and twisting and turning and bending and so on, we're opening up all the knots and tensions so energy can flow much more freely throughout the body and not get stuck everywhere. The breathing technique called pranayama is to regulate and extend the energy, the vitality that's in the body. Energize this living system. And then when we close our eyes and drop our concentration and awareness inside the body, what's called pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and meditate at the level of body sensations, we start to see these reactive patterns. We kind of turn the light on, this light of self-awareness. And once we see it, it's no longer dangerous anymore. We can see, there it is. My need to feel safe, my need to feel appreciated. And that seeing is an absolute game changer. So it is my hope and wish that this video inspired you to enjoy diving deep into the practice. Much love.